Here at the Cryptic Files, we don't aim to prove or disprove anything. Simply show the evidence for you to decide. So with that said, let's get started. 5 mysterious sounds and EVPs. File 1. This first EVP was captured by aghost.org on an investigation they were carrying out at a haunted location. However, the voice you hear has nothing to do with the location. In fact, it's something that's been haunting a member of the team for a number of years. It seems that whenever they tried to record their voice on an investigation, instead of potentially capturing sounds from the location, they're greeted with something very different. It sounds like voices from hell.
Hi, it's me again. Obviously.
Firstly, the team member just asks some simple questions.
No one can understand why you have to scream, and neither can I. Why do you follow me everywhere? I know you need my help, but I can't understand you. Please, can you just try to not scream? Can you try to tell me your name? Or what you'd like for us to call you? I have friends with me. They understand things in the spirit world. We all want to try to help. I know you came with me from Rolling Hills, and I told you you would never have to go back there. But now I'm thinking you need to go someplace else. I'm going to turn off my recorder. Hopefully I can hear you. I know it's frustrating for you, and it is for me too. I'm going to turn it off now. Okay, let's see what we've got.
And then when she plays it back, right at the end of the recording, it almost sounds like a voice saying something. But what do you think's happening here? Obviously it could easily be faked, but it does seem as if the whole crew are there, and it does appear as if it's being recorded as it happens. So it is very much a strange recording. But what do you think? Let me know in the comments below. You can also find a link there to the original recording. File 2. Angela Benedict's YouTube channel is not exactly your average ghost hunting channel. In fact, it's all about her life as a goth, as in the people who like to dress in black and don't like the sunlight and things like that. On a visit to the old Beth Page Restoration Village on Long Island, she accidentally captured a mysterious voice on a video she was recording. In fact, it's probably better if I let her explain what happened.
Hey everybody, I uploaded a video today of my trip to Blaze Halloween Pumpkin Festival, and it was held at Old Bethpage Restoration Village in Old Bethpage, Long Island, New York. But something was really weird about it. So post-editing, I noticed something about 18 minutes into the footage. It sounds like someone, a woman, whispered right into my camera's microphone. And the reason that this stands out to me is because I spent that whole day cleaning up and condensing more than an hour's worth of footage. So I became really familiar with all of the different sounds from the event. And you had people both close and in the distance. You had the high-pitched squeals of kids chattering and random outbursts from the adults near and far, wind rustling through the leaves of the trees, the music being played. The voice, it doesn't match anything. And it's so close to my microphone. It sounds closer than I am to the microphone, and I'm the one filming it.
I'm going to pause Angela for a second there, because if you remember back a few weeks ago, I uploaded a video that I recorded at an investigation in which a man's voice could be heard sharper, louder and clearer next to the microphone of my camcorder, far better than any of us, including myself. So I know what she's talking about here.
So given the overall volume of the event, you had to speak up in order to be heard. I mean, when I upload the video from the event, you're going to see that there's a few times where I need to repeat myself in order for my friends to hear me, and vice versa. So what is this?
It's unclear what the voice is saying, but there's clearly something there. However, when Angela reverses the audio, it gets even stranger. What do you hear? It sounds like, oh my god. Is it genuinely an EVP of a voice saying something backwards, only when reversed you can reveal it saying, oh my god? Or is it just the wind? What do you think? Let me know in the comments below. File 3. This next recording comes in two sections, two different events on the same investigation. The investigation itself was held at Coalhouse Fort, which is on the Thames estuary in Essex in the UK. The fort itself has stood since the Napoleonic times, having been built during those wars, built up further during the First World War and then again during the Second World War, to become quite a large base. But the base has long since fallen into disuse, and is now surrounded by a country park. The location is available for investigations and has a very interesting area which consists of a single corridor which runs the entire perimeter of the base, with about 20 rooms leading off of the corridor. Each one of the rooms was used for storing ammunition. So the idea was if one room exploded, it wouldn't set off the whole base. Interestingly, there have been a number of occasions where people have experienced strange activity in that corridor, including noises, bangs, and even voices. In fact, one suggestion is that it's because it's dug into the ground itself that perhaps it's disturbed something much older that lurks on the site. But during this particular investigation, the first recording you'll hear was during a walk around of the site. You hear two people talking and then there's a loud noise. The strange thing is, the corridor is completely made of stone, but there's nothing in the corridor that could create that sound, yet you'll clearly hear it. Have a listen.
Literally just
As you can tell, judging by the volume and clarity of the noise, it's pretty close to the microphone, and yet no one noticed it. There was no reaction, no expression of surprise, just a loud clang. Here it is again.
Literally just
As I say, there was literally nothing in the corridor that could account for that noise. This second recording is a little more complicated, so I'll briefly explain what you're hearing. You'll briefly hear the mumbled voice of a medium who's walking ahead of the group. Then a man's voice says it's him again, referring to what the medium has just said, and then another voice, which is completely different to the two voices you just heard. Here's the recording. It's unclear what the voice is saying, as it certainly doesn't sound like it's English. Here it is again. So what do you think of these strange audio recordings picked up at Coalhouse Fort? Well, one thing I can say for absolute certain is these are all genuine recordings. There's no tricks, no fakery here, because, as you may have guessed, I recorded them. File 4. And finally, you can't really recreate a video of audio recordings of the paranormal without including this last clip. If you're interested in Bigfoot on cryptozoology, you may well have heard this before, but if you haven't, here's some of the background to the recording. Recorded in 1971, so decades before digital technology was available, and yet the recording is relatively clear given its considerable age. Although in fact this is an enhanced version which I managed to find online. The recordings were captured by Ron Moorhead and would have become known as the Sierra Sounds. Ron and his fellow hunters had a small site in the heart of the Sierra Mountains in which they would regularly return for hunts in the woods. Over the years of being at this particular site, they recorded a number of strange sounds and encounters. But by far the most impressive are this series of vocal recordings that they captured. What you'll hear is something strange making vocal sounds in the woods. You'll then hear Ron or other members of the team repeating the same sounds. But the more distant sound is, well, they believe, Bigfoot. Have a listen.
You're trying to talk to this.
That's our job. We know where we can look for tracks of life for sure. There's two of them across the creek at the big rocks. It's a hard act to follow.
It sounds like he talks to us and they talk to each other.
Yeah. Right there, I just seen movement right through there.
Of course, the question is, what do you make of these sounds, these noises? Is it the speech of Bigfoot, or is it something else? Is it something being fake, or they're being pranked by somebody? Well, various attempts have been made to analyse the sounds on these recordings, in the hopes of determining whether or not they are genuine or deliberately faked. Indeed, the cryptolinguist Scott Nelson, who analysed the sounds, believe that the vocal sounds are indeed some form of language. Indeed, some have also claimed that parts of the recording sound like Mandarin Chinese, whilst others have concluded it's simply all one big hoax. Ronnie himself states that these are all genuine recordings, and that these are genuinely the sounds of a Sasquatch or Bigfoot. While Ron is absolutely adamant they are genuine, it's interesting to note that nobody else has ever recorded anything like this in the whole history of the search for Bigfoot. So it does make you wonder. But of course, it's up to you. You decide. As I say, let me know what you think in the comments below. If you've made it this far and liked what you've seen, please click like and subscribe. Also hit the little bell icon, because for some strange reason if you don't hit that, you don't get the videos, even if you're subscribed. That's a strange one. But thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.